Now on CoastTV News.
Traffic Solutions, a host of new proposals to tackle parking problems, pedestrian safety, and more in Rehoboth Beach.
Beach trash, why careless litter in Rehoboth greatly impacts the beach's future.
Suds from scraps, how one business is using bacon grease to cut costs.
And it looks like we have some leftover pesky precipitation that's pelting the pavement. We'll talk about why we're turning green once again.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Improving safety and efficiency. That's the goal of a new traffic study focused on downtown Rehoboth Beach. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight in Rehoboth Beach, where everybody knows it's hard. It can be tough to find parking spots, even just to get around during the busy season.
And new tonight, we're looking ahead to an upcoming presentation by the engineering firm the Rossi Group. They'll be in front of city commissioners next week, April 8th. They'll outline what they've learned from their traffic and transportation study, their short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals for Rehoboth. Now, the study aims to address traffic safety, congestion, and, you guessed it, parking issues. Some recommendations have already been put in place, like 30-minute parking spots, making those more noticeable. In May, the city plans on running a pilot program on King Charles Avenue, you see here, for pedestrian safety, adding temporary crosswalks and a place for people to stop in the middle of the road before crossing.
I think we definitely need to do something about the traffic flow here, especially in downtown Rehoboth. I mean, people are jaywalking, they're cutting across behind cars. We've got the trucks that are stopping on the side of the road, cars are swinging out. Somebody's going to get hit and somebody's going to get hurt.
More of the midterm and long-term goals will be presented next week, including a biking and safety campaign, road signage, a digital parking permit system, and, waiting on this for years, a feasibility study for a parking garage.
Also at the April 8th Rehoboth Commissioners meeting, they will review city fees. The fees cover buses, licenses, court costs, permits, and more. The city says they want to review these fees because they haven't looked at this for a long time, and they want to see if they need to be adjusted.
Heading to Milton now, locals will soon have a chance to have all their traffic questions answered. Next Wednesday, there will be a Q&A with DelDOT at Town Council. DelDOT will answer questions about transportation and other similar topics for Milton specifically. That's 6:30 p.m. at the Milton Library.
We're taking a live look into Ocean City right now. That's about as good a picture as we've seen in the last few days. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, on his first alert weather.
Depending on where you are right now, for some folks, they're seeing the calm after the storm. For some folks, they're seeing another wave of rain. It's like, what gives, right? Yeah, just the luck of the draw really depends on where you are. The true definition of scattered showers happening right now. But in Dover, our Bay Health camera right now, we have overcast conditions staying prevalent for us. And we have temperatures that will fall into the mid-50s, but still some scattered sprinkles to light rain that'll still pepper the scene, so to speak, until about 8 o'clock in the evening, going into the 9 o'clock hour. As far as the overall amount of rain that's fallen, it's been very minimal, just barely measurable for the most part throughout a good portion of at least our official sites. Here's a look at what's happening right now. We're seeing a break for right now. We have some additional scattered showers. Actually, pull this over so you can see this a little better. Move across. And all of this orange is indicating we could possibly see a little hail over the Chesapeake Bay area right now. We'll talk more about our expectations over the weekend in a moment. Until then, back to you.
When you take a nice, relaxing walk on the beach, the last thing you want to see is a pile of trash in the sand. Unfortunately, in Rehoboth, near Deauville Beach, that is the sad reality. DNREC actually removed trash cans from the state's parks in the 1990s, saving them about $55,000, instead introducing a carry-in, carry-out program. Now that means whatever you bring onto the beach, you must take home with you. According to state code, a person found guilty of littering could be fined up to $75, but one beachgoer told Coast TV it's sad to see that not everybody is following the rules.
There's literally trash cans all along the boardwalk, everywhere. Like, why leave a bottle on the beach when you can just take it where you're going? You're walking back somewhere, drop it in the trash can. It's not a big deal.
Sure seems simple. In order to keep our beaches trash-free, the Surf Finder Foundation has hosted monthly beach cleanups. It also monitors beaches through the foundation's cleanup databases. The data helps the foundation advocate for laws and policies that keep beaches and communities clean. And guess what? This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know what will actually combat that beach trash.
Let's take a look at the results. So far, a majority of our voters are saying stricter penalties. I mean, yes, $75 for a fine, maybe not too much there, but 38%, they want to see those trash bins out there, maybe thinking the convenience will help people clean up a little bit.
Whatever your opinion is, if you haven't voted yet, you can still do that. Go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu speaking today for the first time since the Israeli airstrike that killed 7 aid workers in Gaza. The conversation adding to the already tense relationship between the two leaders, and new today, President Biden has called for an immediate ceasefire and assurances that Israeli forces will not target civilians and aid workers.
President Biden speaking today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, calling the Israeli airstrike that killed 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers in Gaza unacceptable. Secretary of State Antony Blinken saying President Biden pressed for concrete actions
to address civilian harm, humanitarian suffering, and the safety of aid workers.
Appearing to condition future U.S. support for the war in Gaza on Israel's next steps.
If we don't see the changes that we need to see, there'll be changes in our own policy.
Among the aid workers killed, 33-year-old American-Canadian Jacob Flickinger, who leaves behind a baby boy and a heartbroken family.
We've lost our only son, but we're only 2. There are thousands and thousands. There are
parents sharing their grief with the multitudes in Gaza who've lost loved ones, and with World Central Kitchen founder Chef Jose Andres.
Some of the people that died were my friends, and I served with them.
Chef Andres is calling for an independent investigation about what happened when Israeli forces opened fire on a clearly marked aid convoy.
They were targeted systematically, car by car.
Israel says a preliminary review found the vehicles were misidentified in the dark of night, calling it a tragic mistake.
It shouldn't have happened.
The raw emotions surrounding the deaths and added strain on Palestinian civilians as humanitarian groups pause desperately needed food assistance, compounding the political pressure to find solutions. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
On that 30-minute phone call, President Biden also pressed the Israeli Prime Minister to agree to that immediate ceasefire in exchange for the release of Hamas-held hostages. Officials say that the president told Netanyahu that if he doesn't agree to the ceasefire, U.S.-Israeli relations could significantly change.
In business news, Chase Bank says it's launching a new way for brands to market directly to people based on their spending history. The bank says a new division will bring its 80 million customers targeted deals and discounts. The deals will be personalized to customers who will have the option to activate the promotions on the Chase app or bank's website.
Ford is delaying production of 2 all-electric cars to allow time for the EV market to mature. Instead, it's going to focus on hybrid versions of all its North American cars by 2030. As for the delays, a large all-electric SUV with 3 rows of seating, that's being pushed to 2027, and an all-electric pickup truck is being pushed until 2026. The move comes as the entire auto industry rethinks plans for EVs.
Georgetown has some good money to give away. Listen up. Through the end of the month, nonprofits can apply for grant funding, specifically for grant funding that will help recreational, educational, or artistic programs specifically for people in Georgetown. But capital improvements, salaries, or fundraising, you can't use the money for that. The deadline to apply is April 30th.
With prices rising everywhere in America, one business in Ocean City is bringing home the bacon by using bacon grease to bring home a little extra cash. The Sunrise owner, Sam DeLauder, has been turning bacon grease into soap bars for more than 2 years now. DeLauder thought of this idea thanks to his grandparents who used this recipe to save money all the way back in the Great Depression. He says it's been saving him big time.
So pretty much 80% of the bacon cost is just cut out now. I barely pay for bacon. With the price increases of like 30%, that kind of just got down, because when people buy the soap, it offsets that.
The Sunrise Diner plans to sell all 3,000 bars of soap that they plan to make in the summer.
Rough week? Cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. You can subscribe to the Coast TV Feel Good Friday newsletter for free at coasttv.com/signup, or just do it right now. Scan the QR code on your screen. I know you have your phone in your pocket. The newsletter has personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more, and it's all sent straight to your inbox each Friday morning.
Still ahead, new traffic patterns and closures across Delmarva, things you need to plan for.
And late night sprinkles may still keep it a bit damp for the rest of the night, but joy and dry weather comes in the morning.
Rare scientific opportunities that might come to fruition with the solar eclipse. Up next.
16 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Hi, I just had to tell you Valley Casino has partnered with Bet Rivers in Delaware.
We've got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play.
With really fast payouts and a rewards program you'll love!
Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. Is this awkward?
So get ready, casino fans. And Brittany. Bet Rivers and Valley Casino, together in Delaware. Download the app today.
When you smoke inside, you're not the only one who inhales. Secondhand smoke causes cancer and heart disease in adults, and respiratory problems in children, and SIDS in infants. If you smoke or vape, take it outside.
For decades, John B. Parsons has been a sanctuary tailored to the needs of its residents. We are excited to now bring the same award-winning care to your home with Harrison Health at Home. Our family of experienced caregivers can help you maintain your independence in the comfort of your own home. Or, following an incident, our Bridge to Home program can help you with a temporary assisted living stay and personalized transition plan to get you back home. Harrison Senior Living, our family taking care of yours for 50 years.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
The countdown is on. Just 4 days until the solar eclipse. Millions will likely be looking up Monday as the moon casts a shadow across the middle of the country.
It's not just a fun event, but a rare chance for scientists to try and have a better understanding of how sun activity can have major impacts on Earth communications and infrastructure.
As millions watch the moon block out the sun, scientists across the globe will be keeping a close watch too. This eclipse allowing researchers to study the outer edges of the sun in a way they normally can't.
If you talk to the science community about this, they call the moon the perfect coronagraph because it blocks out most of the sun in just a way that allows us to look at the corona.
That's the outer atmosphere of the sun, a place scientists still have many questions about. It's where solar winds and storms come from, which when aimed at Earth can affect our upper atmosphere.
Sometimes in great ways like the northern lights, and sometimes in not so great ways like disrupting communications.
NASA will be using sounding rockets and high-altitude planes to try and better understand this solar activity. In the past, GPS, electrical grids, satellites, and more have been impacted by solar storms.
The sun's activity is ramping up.
Peter Becker, a George Mason University professor, is working with the Navy and Department of Defense to better understand how solar activities impact systems on Earth, including the internet. He says a lot of infrastructure needs to be improved to prevent what he calls an internet apocalypse.
If you take the internet down, even for a day, I think the estimates are like about $10 billion of economic damage per day in the U.S. alone.
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Mark this on your viewing calendar. On Monday, April 8th, we have live coverage with NBC News of the eclipse. Beginning at 2 p.m., Lester Holt will anchor the 2-hour special called Total Eclipse 2024. It'll feature over a dozen reporters from all over the U.S. Again, that's Total Eclipse 2024. Our live coverage on Monday starts at 2.
And if you want more information about the eclipse, be sure you scan the QR code right here in the corner that we're going to have popping up for you. But just kind of remind you about the lunar eclipse. This is going to be the total path right here. And we're right over in this area. We're going to get at least an 80 to 90% view of this, but it's going to track across the center part of the country. And when we come back, we'll also say a little something about the weather as well.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would
So they're
say.
made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would
And
go.
they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
And
so.
they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out?
And
And the
so-
custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Visit Tyndall's Casual Furniture, where comfort meets style and quality meets affordability. And affordability doesn't mean you have to compromise on quality. We are Delmarva's exclusive dealer for Pollywood, the name you know and trust. Pollywood dining sets start at only $9.95, fully assembled and backed by a 20-year warranty. We're also proud to carry made-in-the-USA brands like Casual Comfort and Telescope Casual. Plus, we have a wide selection of wicker by Northcape, all made with aluminum frames. So shop today with the local experts at Tyndall's Casual Furniture in Laurel and Lewis.
Rise, 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 and thrive. Belvita.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for happy, healthy dogs.
I was made for sport.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for balanced energy, active mind, and immune support. Helping dogs dog healthy.
Total Eclipse glasses. How do you know what you're buying? This guy was selling 500 Eclipse glasses. But are they the real deal? Find out what NASA told us. Next, Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on CoastTV.
On the next reel, what has Kim so out of sorts?
I don't know. She doesn't know what to do now.
Thursday at 7 on CoastTV.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County. Whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Man & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Man & Sons Real Estate.
We have some leftover sprinkles, still just some lingering showers that are more of a pest than a problem. But it's still there, so we got to talk about it. Courtesy of our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury, we're at 57 degrees now. We're right now with the winds out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Now, we're looking for those spitting showers to continue at least till about 8 o'clock this evening. Then after that, finally, Mother Nature cut us some slack, right? But we do have that rain that's coming in this direction. I mean, now we're starting to see an isolated shower that's actually becoming a little bit heavy right here between Hurlock and Vienna. You know, after yesterday's storm, I don't even feel like tracking anything. Okay. It's just because Mama says even when you got to do your job right, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. All right, here we go. Now we take a look. We're looking at possibly going throughout Willie's Corner by 529. It's going through El Dorado as well as Laurel. This is producing a little bit of hail according to our marker for right now. Not supposed to be happening, so I'm going to keep a close eye on that. Okay. We do have a coastal flood advisory in effect right now for Sussex until 2 o'clock in the morning for Friday. In addition to that, small craft advisory is active along the shore, and then we have this unique situation here with a marine statement because they're concerned about the formation of hail over the water there, along with the very gusty winds along the shoreline for us for the Delmarva Peninsula. But overall, we're getting that wave of rain that's pushing across courtesy of a couple of troughs that's swinging through. And this is basically an elongated area of low pressure. We have this basic pendulum that's swinging in our way. So an unsettled weather pattern will continue for the rest of the night. So hit and miss spot showers, not out of the expectation for today. Most of our locations thus far have received less than a half an inch of rain. So it's not remarkable amounts of rain that's hitting, but the fact that it's raining again after having 3 straight days of rain, I understand. You get kind of fatigued behind that. Temps in the 50s for right now, but we're cooler in Georgetown and Salisbury by between 4 to 6 degrees. Tonight, not a bad idea to have your hat and more likely your umbrella. It's going to feel a little chilly just with the winds alone because these winds are going to pick up momentum, particularly for Friday morning. We'll start off near the 40-degree mark, a little bit below or a little bit above, depending on exactly where you are. But you see those spotty sprinkles even trying to pelt the pavement for us for Friday afternoon. Not significant rain, but enough to just get in your face and cause you to use the windshield wipers at least briefly. And then the winds are really going to pick up momentum coming out of the west for Friday at about 30 miles per hour and about 35 for Saturday out of the northwest. And right here near Prime Hook, look for it to be very breezy, Prime Hook, around lunchtime because we're looking at 40 mile per hour winds there. And by Sunday, the winds are going to pour out of the north before they switch out of the south for Sunday. Apple picking forecast. Listen, for Friday, we're looking for 56 degrees. Saturday, we're looking very breezy conditions on Saturday. And Sunday, we could catch a spot sprinkle or two. Remember, for the eclipse, we have the solar eclipse QR code right there in the corner of your screen. Be sure you scan that because they have a lot of fun facts there for you. And we will be able to see at least an 80 to close to 90 percentile of that total eclipse. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive forecast. And we're looking at Monday for the eclipse, and it's not going to be so cloudy, but we will have at least a decent look at it. But next week, we warm into the 70s, and that's more like it.
Those Tuesday, Wednesday numbers, Paul. If you got the itchy eyes, if you're congested, not alone. Roughly 1 in 4 Americans are allergic to airborne irritants such as pollen and mold, and unfortunately, that number's on the rise. On top of that, doctors are seeing symptoms get more severe and allergy season getting even longer. A recent study published by the National Institutes of Health found over the last 30 years, pollen seasons have started about 20 days earlier and lasted 8 days longer. That's a bad combination. There's also been about 20% more pollen produced annually.
Over in Harrington, homeowners can now drop off their yard waste every Wednesday. A lot of people doing yard cleanup now, so follow me on this. You can drop off waste like leaves, grass, clippings, tree branches to the Harrington Public Works yard on Franklin Street. You can do it from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. The service extends throughout the summer season as well.
Coming up, a fire destroys a barn in Hurlock. New information from authorities. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
From empty nester to first home, Accessible Home Builders does it all.
It was great working with Scott at Accessible Builders. He called us every Monday and asked us to come over to the house at each step of the way during the construction of our home.
It was pretty unique working with Scott because not only is he the owner, but he was working in here hands-on with his employees and really just trying to make our vision come to life.
Design your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs, cold therapy tubs, and swim spas in the region with over 30 spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center in Salisbury. Visit hottubmd.com.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. My client was on a ladder at work, fell off, and got injured. I helped him bring a workers' comp claim. We got his medical expenses covered, lost wages paid, and even got him a large cash settlement for his permanent functional impairment. If you've been injured in a work accident, give me a call. Let me see if I can help you too. Tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Join Club Ocean at Ocean Downs and get $20 free play guaranteed. We ship you not. Then use your card every time you play to earn more rewards. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center. Browse over 30 hot tubs and swim spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. Financing is available and show admission is free. That's this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center in Salisbury. Visit hottubmd.com.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, Pests and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us.
Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Here's some news across Delmarva. A pole barn caught fire early this morning in Hurlock. You see a shot here. And from above with our Coast Copter, you can see the structure or remains of it. The Maryland State Fire Marshal says over $200,000 is how much that fire cost. Good news, though, nobody was hurt. What started it, though, that's still under investigation.
If you live in Kent County, you're going to want to make a note of this. According to Kent County Public Works Department, there was a sewer line break in the intersection of Rising Sun Road and Sandy Hill Trail in Camden this morning. The county asking those living in the Camden, Wyoming area and Dover area to conserve water over the next 24 hours while that repair is underway.
Happening right now in Cambridge. If you drive there, pay attention to this. There is a new traffic pattern, an all-way stop sign specifically at the intersection of Maces Lane and Rigby Avenue along Route 343. MDOT says the new pattern aims to enhance safety and traffic operations. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the Spring Home Expo at Cape Henlopen High School in Lewis, April 6th and 7th. Admission is free, featuring 90 exhibitors from the Delaware Resorts region presenting their home products and services. Saturday from 9 to 4 and Sunday from 10 to 3. Come see a wide array of home products and service companies, home improvement, realtors, and builders, all under one roof. Many of the exhibitors will be giving away free gifts and prizes, and ample parking is free. Don't miss the free Spring Home Expo, April 6th and 7th at Cape Henlopen High School in Lewis.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up and use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Trying to quit tobacco is frustrating. You feel lost. You've tried several times, yet everywhere you turn, there are triggers pulling you back in. But there is a way out. The Delaware Quit Line. We can help get you on a path to living tobacco-free with free counseling, cessation aids, and medications. Let us help you quit for good.
Get always on, always fast internet from Extreme and get a $100 credit. Plus, add the Xumo Stream Box and get all the top apps in one place and over 300 free channels with the Xumo Play app. That's a huge added value. Get the ultimate streaming experience with download speed options up to 1 gig and whole home Wi-Fi 360 Pro. Internet and Wi-Fi packages start as low as $29.99 a month for a year. Call now to claim your $100 credit and add your Xumo Stream Box. Call 844-EXTREME2.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Be sure you utilize your forecast just a call away, sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Bruxted, and Federico. Our Tyndall's Casual Furniture view in Laurel showing we're staying very overcast, 54 degrees, and we're looking at temperatures falling from 53 to 49 by 7 o'clock, and the shower should come to an end by then. But we do have that wall of rain that's still heading our direction, so look for some annoying showers really to continue for the rest of the night. Here's a look at your exclusive Hall Davis Restoration Home Remodeling 10-day forecast. We will be much better over the weekend and much warmer next week. And by the way, this is our eclipse forecast. We're calling for a fun time and clear skies.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.